Hi, I'm Paul O'Connor, product owner for RouteMagic, and this brief video is going to show you how RouteMagic manages the sales and delivery for dairies. RouteMagic is a digital solution that manages the sales and delivery for any organization who own their own transport. And what we're looking at today is how specifically RouteMagic has been tailored to meet the needs of dairies. So I'm going to start off with information which you're holding about our customers. So if we take a typical customer on here, so I have Western Hospital Trust. Now the Hospital Trust has all of the standard accounting details that we would expect to see. So details of who the customer is, how we account, whether it's a cash customer, whether it's a credit customer, who we send bills to, contact names and details. And then we have the individual hospitals or units that we're actually supplying. So in this example, we have the Hospital Trust has Western-super-Mare Hospital. It also has a specialist unit over in Cardiff. So I'm going to look at the hospital at Western, and you go through it, and it's telling me which route is it on. So it's on defaults through to route number 1. I can hold the contact information about this. If it's a van sales customer, we can set up a schedule where we visit on a daily or three times a week basis, or we can hold a standing order. So on here we have a standing order of full semi-skimmed and cream with the order quantities, and this order comes through and it's a weekdays only, so it comes through every day of the week, and it started back in July. And we can go through, and this will automatically generate a sales order for that particular unit, and that will then come through and populate our sales orders without any input from yourself. Of course, should the hospital phone, you can go back into that order and you can amend it and edit it for later. So just come back out of there. We also hold specialist information about that delivery point. So if we're on a price list, these guys get 10% off of our standard price lists. We can hold any messages about this, so we can support a driver's instruction in, and that the driver must use goods entrance, and we store that and save that, and then when we come to that account, it will then populate the handheld with that message for the driver. We can also control how we're going to manage that particular customer. So when we go there, we can say that we require a signature. So we can say we must always get a signature, and we need a name. We can say what we're actually giving is a site visit summary as a printed docket, or we could call it an invoice if it is a cash customer, or we may just want to say we have a particular deal, so this is just a delivery note. So we're able to customize exactly how you set up the way in which you are dealing with a customer, whether or not you want to be able to take a photograph. You may have to take a photograph and make it mandatory of any receiver's notes. So if your customer gives you a document, you can record that and add that as part of the proof of delivery. And then we can also determine if we're doing a printout, what we're actually printing. And finally, if you're doing a lot of out of hours deliveries where you're not actually getting a signature, but you can just make sure that you can set a little survey that says, well, if you've got keys, make sure you relock the door, that the alarm was set, and any chilled goods were put away. So you can just leave those. You can save those. Now, every time we go to service or deliver to Western Hospital, it will make sure that we follow those instructions. Let's just save this. So that's the control that we have over individual customers. Now, above that, we can also determine how we manage the different types of profile, different types of mobile route instructions and mobile route controls that we have. So here we can see that on this default profile, whenever we go, we must have a vehicle inspection. So our first thing we need to do in our workflow for a driver is a vehicle inspection. And then there's a whole raft of different options and controls which determine the workflow on the driver's daily process. And you can make this, as I've got here, with the majority of options switched on, or if we go and look at a doorstep delivery, and here obviously we're just doing very quick drops to each customer, we've got very few options. So it just goes through and it just makes it far quicker and far easier for the roundsman in this instance to actually process their deliveries. So we're able to control what your drivers do. We're able to control how you treat your customers. Now let's have a look at entering sales onto the system. So sales for a dairy will typically come in. You can have a standing order, and a standing order will go through and generate a sales order for that day. You may have a team of sales agents who are taking telephone calls or doing outbound calls, and they can go through and they can call a customer to take an order. You may be receiving them electronically through EDI or through just a chain of retail stores sending you a spreadsheet daily with orders. Alternatively, it's just pure van sales. So we're going to cover those key areas now. So I'm going to add an order. Now we've made RouteMagic exceptionally easy to add orders into the system. So if I come through and I want to, I've got the hotel on the phone, and I can just type in as much or as little as I know about that. So I'm just going to type in hotel, and it will list all of the hotels which I have on the system. So I'm going to take Clifton Court in Bristol. It comes through. So it's giving me the details, standard details, that this is an order. It's going to go to St Paul's Road in Bristol. It's typically allocated to Route 1. You can set up a delivery date. So I'm doing deliveries for a week out on here, but it could be that this is tomorrow's order. So I'm going to put in tomorrow's date there. Comes through. Now I can either select products, or I can just look at recent orders, and it comes through and it shows me the orders that customer normally has, the products they normally have. So I'm going to take last week's orders. I want 3 of those, and I want 2 of those, and I buy. I can then say, is there anything else that we want? And we can just go through, and maybe he's ordered some cream. Just type in cream, comes up, brings the product through, puts the quantity in. So very fast, very quick, very easy. The pricing is all automatic. The pricing links back to the price lists that you allocate per customer. So if I'm happy with that, I can save that. And that order is now generated. It comes through. It's been allocated for tomorrow. So if I look at orders scheduled for tomorrow, we can then see on there that order has come through Clifton Court. It's pending approval. At this stage, I can go back in and I can make any amendments to that order that I want. I can edit it, I can cancel it even, or delete it. And then once I've closed my order book for the day, I can just come through and I'm able to mark all those as approved. And it will just transfer that from a pending stage where it's able to be amended to approved. And now it's approved and ready to be delivered. So that's how easy and fast it is to enter your sales orders into RouteMagic. The next process obviously is we've got all of our orders ready. We can go through and I'm going to pick. I've already picked my orders for today, but I'm able to go through and I'm able to generate a pick list, either a pick list for each individual customer or a consolidated pick list for a route. So if I want to do that as a consolidated pick list for a route, I'm able to print that out. As you can see here, I just have a PDF of it. So it just goes through, tells me for Route 2, it's all of these sales orders have been consolidated, and this is the product mix that I need to pick and have loaded onto the vehicle for that route for today. So that's my picking process. I can go in there and look at that. So it's telling me on each line that these have all been picked. Now, we do have a packing option. So if you are taking bulk orders for customers and they've sort of got trolley loads of milk going in, you're able not only to pick, but also to pack that load onto a discrete trolley and just keep track of the trolley or the package that you're loading. So I've gone through, I've already picked, you can see I've already packed these and I have created a load order. Again, this is all automated, so I just need to go through and I can then do a bulk pack, which I've already completed, and I can create that load order. And the load order which I've created here is for route 2 for today, and it comes out, and I have two route load orders. One is a standard load order, and this is the load order which is automated and this comes through and is the bulk pick which I need to fulfill the orders which I have. The second one on here is I'm also doing some van sales or spec sales into different customers. So here, this is the van sales rep's order for his free stock for van sales. So he's just gone through it and created that. So I've now got my orders on the system. I've created my load to go out or my stock movement to go out to the vans. And we can then look at what have we actually got to look at. So on here, I have a routes. So these are the routes which I have. And you can see here, route 2, I've already optimized it. And it enables me to go through. If I just unoptimize it a moment, I just move these around. I can drag and drop individual orders. I can move them onto different routes. So I can say that in actual fact, he's not got very much. I'm going to drop those all down onto there. If I just concentrate on this route here, I can view it on the map. So it goes through and it tells me where I'm based, down in Bath, out of our depot there. It's going down and the route is all centered around seaside town here of Weston-super-Mare. So I can just go in there, I could drill in and I could see where all the calls are. I could show the names and it then shows the sequence of drops which I'm doing. As you can see from here, it's somewhat random. I'm going up and down the beach road. So I may want to take the optimize option. So I can go through, I can optimize that route and it will then reschedule the sequence. It will check and validate if there's any SLA delivery times that customers need to be serviced by. And then if I look at that map again, and just scanning down to where we are. And so there I can see if I showed names again, it's given me a much more logical sequence of starting at one end of the beach, going through to the other end, then back out on the main exit road out west into the motorway. So it enables you to make sure that you can get the best economy out of your delivery fleet, make sure that you do meet the service requirements of each customer, and just enable that if there's anything specific that you want to do on a particular day, if you've made a commitment that one customer must have their order before another, you can just amend that and drag and drop and move those around. What I have on here though is both my sales orders, so these are the orders which you saw were entered. I also have these other customers in the yellow color, which are my spec sales. These are my van sales customers. And on here, I have one which has a default product, so they normally take those. It's just a method that the van driver can use to quickly input his sale. So I'm going to say I'm happy with that, and I'm going to save that. And I'm going just to switch on our route monitor. And the route monitor allows you to have a live view of where your drivers are. At the moment, I've got 5 routes on here, and no driver has downloaded their route so far. So I'm just going to go across and go to my handheld. So as you can see here, I'm running an Android phone. It happens to be a Samsung phone. And I'm logging in as Alan Watts, who is the driver on route number 2. And I'm going to download today's route. So I have today's route downloaded, and I've come through to the front task menu. So it's telling me who I am. So I make sure I am in the right van, I'm on the right route day, and the only thing I can do at the moment, I can't do any of these grayed out icons. The only thing I can do is my vehicle inspection. So I can come through and I can just do a very quick vehicle inspection. You can make this as detailed or as simple as you wish. It's all defined by our users. So I can just go through. If that's there, I can capture photographs. I can come around and I can take a photograph of each side of the vehicle to prove that there is or there isn't any bodywork damage as I take the van out. I can then sign that, and I can get Alan just to put his initials at the bottom and confirm that. Once it's confirmed, we get a little green tick in the corner there. If I ever needed to prove I've done that, I can go back in and I could take a print of that. It'll enable me to print that. But I'm just going to come through, and now you see it's opened up the other icons available for the driver to start doing their work for the day. Every now and again, you will see at the top there a little flash confirming that something has been posted and updated to the back office system. And as you'll now see over here, we have a green tick which has appeared to say that we've actually downloaded our route there, and the time was 8:24. So I can now start my daily process. Now, next thing I must do clearly is load stock. So here are the 2 load orders which I created. So one is out of the Bath warehouse, and it's for the goods that required for the delivery orders, and that's that. So I can just confirm that and just take that through. And then my second order here is the free stock which I need for van sales. So I'm just going to take that through. So you can just come through and I can confirm that. I can close out of this. So I now have my stock. You may have noticed at the top here there's a secondary menu which enables me to do a number of things. So on here I can see where I've got to go to today, and it will then show me the stops that I've actually got. So there are my stops, and I can hover over there. So if I'm not sure who that is, I can just click on the icon and it'll tell me who it is that I'm visiting at that point. So that's all of my work for the day. I'm able at any time to see what stock I have on my vehicle. So there's my stock there as I go through all the milk which we've loaded. And if I'm out, if I'm see a new cafe or something open, I can add new customer details. I can submit my pick list. My pick list is my requisition or the stock I want for tomorrow. So the driver doesn't have to fill any paperwork in. He can just go through and say, tomorrow I would like these items. We can also do stock takes, and they can be blind or open. So back to my main menu. I can come through, and the next thing I'm going to do is service my customers. So on here now, I have all of the customers which have been downloaded. Where I have a 0, it means I don't have an order. It's going to be a van sale. And where I have a number, it's telling me that there are 4 items on that order to be delivered. So I'm going to start off with my first one here, Beach Road. Comes up, shows me that message which we spoke about earlier. I can come through, and it's giving me a van sale at this stage, so that I can just come through and it's saying, well, these are the standard products you have. Is that what you want today? And maybe they want 2 extra of those and they want another one of those. I can add any additional products on. Maybe it's the weekend, they're going to have some cream as well, so I can add some cream into the order, and it comes through. And so it's telling me there, this is what we actually have. This is my sale. This is my extension there. If I'm happy with that, I can go next. If you offer a sale or return basis, you can take any returns out and you just add them on this screen here. I just skip through to there and it gives me my summary. So here I have my summary of this is what's been ordered. This is today's bill. This is how much is a starting balance, and I've got a total bill there. If I'm taking cash payments, I can take a cash payment. It'll default through to today's bill, but we're actually going to collect the old debt on there. So we've got 325.36 is the payment which I just received for last week's milk. Comes through, confirm that. It comes through. Then asks me if I want to print a receipt. I won't physically print it, but I'll just bring it up on the screen here. So it comes through. And for this customer, we selected that we're just giving a delivery note with quantities plus a total of the bill. And then we've got a little footer notes and stuff here, which we can put through. So I'm just going to come out of there, close, and that customer has now been serviced. It's changed colour on here, so I don't go back into it accidentally and reservice it, but it's completed. If I then go on to my next here, which is Princess Royal Square, on here, if I do a slightly longer address, I've got some further information. I could link through to SatNav, I could telephone, I could leave a message. So I can just go down and contact home, and then I can send a standard text message out to that customer and say, you know, your delivery will be arriving in 10 minutes. You can also automate these as well. You can set up geofence so that your system will advise customers that the driver is approaching their business. So it just comes back from there. So I'm just going to service that customer, comes through, giving me the details there that I've got to a loading bay, I've got to reverse in, etc. Come back through, and this is the delivery order. So on here, I don't have to enter anything in. I'm just completing the delivery order. These are the products. I can then just go through and confirm. If we've got any van sales, maybe they have some top-up orders. We can add that in. We can add a return. So maybe he was not happy with one of the bottles of full milk which he had, and we can confirm that, and we can say it was damaged goods, and that's why we're returning it. It comes through. So I've got what's been delivered. I had no additional products which were sold to that customer. I've got a return there, which comes down to give me my total for today of 2031. This is a credit customer, so I'm just going to confirm. It goes through, and clearly I won't print. And then we were talking earlier about the end of visit. Customer wasn't present when I took that, so I can just confirm that I have reset the alarm. I have put the chilled goods away, and I can confirm that. Comes through, brings me back down. Next customer, and this customer there was the Western Hospital. And again, if I go through to Western Hospital, I could complete that. But if I get there and for whatever reason I can't get access, I can't make the delivery at this time, I can skip this and I can just say that, well, there's a traffic delay, I can't get to them, so I'm going to reevaluate my route and I'm going to go out of sequence. But by skipping it, I'm actually going to update the team, the customer services team in the office, with a message that has tried to deliver but was unable to. So I won't go through all of these, but I think you get the general idea that it's very flexible, it's very simple for your drivers. They are led through the workflow as they go through. Let's go back into the office application. So if we're sat here as a customer services team, let me just refresh this a moment. So we can see here that we logged on, we completed our vehicle inspection, which was there available to be seen, and we serviced these customers. So first one there we went to, and we completed a van sale. This is what was loaded, and so on. So I've got here Princess Royal Square, which is a delivery order which we just went through. So we delivered that order. And then if I just come through to here, you can see that I didn't actually make that. There's a traffic delay. So the customer services team are always aware of what's going on and where a driver is. There's a map view to actually say and identify where the driver is. So the driver at the moment, you can just see is just down here. Obviously, we're doing this demonstration static, but we would see each of the delivery points and the route that that driver has actually taken. So these all two orders have been delivered. If I come through now, the system has automatically generated the invoices for these deliveries. So if we just come through and I just restrict this to today's view and double click on here. So it knows that today we had a series of deliveries set out. We have completed 3 of those deliveries. So on here, if we take the Beaches Hotel, which is the one we did first, it's come through and it just tells us what was created, what's been invoiced. We can generate PDFs, or we can to print, or it will automatically email those PDFs out to your customers if you wish. So this is the scene for today. So we have 3 invoices already been created from the calls that we've made, and we have for the other orders pro forma. From here we can invoice immediately, as we've done. Alternatively, we can set for a particular customer, we could go and consolidate invoices. So we're able to do both weekly and monthly consolidated invoices to go out to our customers. So I hope that gives you a quick overview of RouteMagic, of what it will do for you, and how specifically it can assist the dairy industry. Thank you very much.